What's up, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Sorry for the delay on this episode recap. I've been battling a flu, for like 10 days, and I'm still not 100% over it, but I am happy to be able to at least recap what went down on last week's episode of Teen Mom ahead of tonight's episode airing. So let's kind of just jump on into it. So Devon finally gets to hang out with his daughter Nova outside of the Dejesus apartment. He takes her over to what seems to be some kind of arcade sort of thing, and they have a really good time, and he kind of hypes her up for her first day of school. Meanwhile, in West Virginia, Leah calls Corey over to talk more about what's going on with Allie's aid situation and the wheelchair situation as well. Like, the bus is still not accepting the wheelchair, and it really is quite aggravating how ableist and disturbingly, like, you know, insensitive the school is down over there. And so the two of them kind of talk about it, and Leah mentions how she has been seeking out advocates and attorneys in order to help her fight for what's right for her daughter Allie. And I'm really freaking proud of her for doing this, because I think a lot of people will kind of just be like, well, I don't know any different, so I will kind of just go with the flow and accept whatever it is that they're willing to give me, and like, oh, I don't work outside of the home, so I'll just drive the wheelchair to school like every day or whatever. But like, that is not what's right, that is not what's fair. So I'm glad that she's sought professional help in order to get her what her daughter deserves. Next up, we're over in Chelsea land, where she's sitting out back in like this chair. Her son was playing with like water toys, and she's like, wow, is this water from the water toys, or is my water breaking? Third kid in, and I still don't know. So after that, we kind of move on over to North Carolina, where Jenelle tells us that the state got hit hard by Hurricane Florence, and she goes out with her mom to talk about how doomsday prepping for the North Korean War, you know, has helped her and her family be okay and safe throughout the hurricane. It was really odd, like, and it just goes to show you how freaking paranoid her bizarre ass husband is, right? She says that she felt like she was living in a third world country because she like lost power for like 2 whole days and had to wash her kids in the backyard, unfenced backyard pool. Poor Jenelle, third world through and through. Doris offered to take care of Kaiser throughout the hurricane for her, and Jenelle felt like it was a personal attack. She's like, do you think I can't take care of my own freaking son? And then her mother Barbara, who's super team her this season, kind of jumps in and she goes, yeah, you're right, like, you couldn't even drive Kaiser over there if you wanted to, because the roads were flooded anyway. Guys, who goes cake tasting for a 1-year-old's birthday party cake? You know, it was like Kail was practicing for that February wedding coming up to Chris. It was a bit much, but what else can we expect from her? She then returns home to light some sage to rid her home of negative energy, because she believes in true science, not wacky things like vaccinations. Her friend asks her about her non-relationship status with Chris, and she says that he's kind of like the one who got away for her, and that she would consider him dating people. You know, she calls it dating other people, but you know, the rest of the world calls it dating people because he's single. She would consider that cheating, and you know, for that reason, she's not dating other people herself. And she also kind of admits that she knows they're not in a relationship. Like, they're in this like weird thing where she's in a relationship and he's not. It's just so hard to watch someone be this delusional on worldwide television, like, you know, for all of her kids and all of her kids' classmates and teachers to see. Like, extremely embarrassing. And by the way, she says that this is like the one true love of her life, which is so bizarre, because she spent the whole last season talking about how he was a deadbeat before the baby was even born. She's like, I don't even know if he's gonna come to the birth. This is the love of your life, sis? Really? Is that what we're doing in 2019? She also filed like her millionth PFA against a dude. It was against him. She claimed that he like had pushed her or something while she was carrying their child. Like, all of this is just so disturbing and weird. Anyway, Leah heads over to her uncle's house to call an attorney that she wants to be Allie's advocate, and we learn a little bit more about the sad way that the school has been treating Allie. It took them a year just to get a washroom rail in the washroom for Allie, and that is absolutely unacceptable. Like, it's disgusting how badly they're treating this poor girl. Like, ugh. Jason is supportive as usual, but the scene ends with some really weird black scent going on between the two of them. Like, you gonna be alright? oh, am I gonna be uncle? Like, cringe, cringe, cringe. Back in Dover again, Lux's birthday party doesn't really get filmed until Chris and his family leave, which is unfortunate because Kail put on her best struggle cornrows for this black family and we didn't get to see them appreciate it. She then talks to one of her producers and she talks about how sad it is that all three of her baby daddy's families are extremely involved in the lives of like her kids. But they will never know the love of her family because she's kind of like an orphan essentially. Like her parents are alive, but they've essentially orphaned her, right? And you know, that is sad. It is really easy to forget that this is the life that Kail lives completely alone. And so like, you know, kind of being reminded of it, you know, does make you feel sad for her. She then tells her producer that she's going to be shooting a podcast episode in New York City with Caitlin and Tyler. I think this is when OGs were doing the reunion stuff and they're in New York anyway, and Kail never misses up an opportunity to get out of state. So she was going to be doing an interview with Kate and Tyler, and she was like, I'm really excited to talk to Tyler in particular about what I'm going through, this internal struggle of wanting to bring my mom back into my life while I'm also resenting her. She's like, I don't even know that my mom knows that I've got like a third kid, you know, and it's, you know, going to be interesting to see what happens when Caitlin and Tyler get to talk to her, because they really can relate to her in a way that almost no one else can unless they live in that same kind of situation. She says that Chris is supportive and tells her to get back in touch with her mom, but she's like, you just don't get like the level of anger a child has for a parent who decides to, you know, kind of just up and leave them in favor of alcohol. Y'all, Barbara is truly up Janelle's ass this season. The two of them go to the pumpkin patch one day with the kids, including Ensley, and next they go to a restaurant to kind of talk about it. That extremely annoying producer, Kristen or whatever her name is, tells Jenelle that David texted her like extremely upset that they brought Ensley to the video shoot for the show and the pumpkin patch, and he like threatened to ruin like their future like shoots if they ever do it again. And Jenelle like is looking extremely embarrassed, and then like all of a sudden she bursts out into like manic laughter. She's like, oh my God, like that is so awkward. Kristen, David is just pranking you. He was saying that he wanted to make you shit your pants or whatever. Like it is just a joke. He's pranking you. And she's like the only one laughing. Even Barbara, you know, being as fake as she is this season, is like giving her the side eye because she knows there is something extremely wrong with the situation and that she doesn't even like believe it. And, you know, considering David's extremely violent track record, including like beating pregnant women, it's not funny. After Jenelle realizes that no one's really laughing along with her, she then changes her tune and claims to have not known that that David was texting Kristen, which is weird because you just finished laughing about the fact that it was a prank. So which is the truth, sis? As we near the end of the episode, it is time for Nova's first day of school, and she cries just like she did last year. She is absolutely way too freaking adorable. And then it's podcast day in New York City, where Kail's again talking about her mom. You know, she's like, I don't even know if my mom knows I've got a third son. I'm pretty sure her mom probably at least Googles her every once in a while or reads a magazine or something. So I'm pretty sure she knows. And then Caitlin and Tyler offered really great perspectives about what it's like growing up with and reconciling with parents who are addicts and who have abused you as well. Kail was talking about how she used to fist fight with her mom, and that's scary because she was like 16 when she moved out. So it's like you were fist fighting as a child all this time, and like, man, that's really sad, girl. So I felt like they were a really good calming force for Kail. She didn't talk to Kate as much as Ty, which is a bit interesting to me considering that Kate did grow up with addict parents as well, an addict for a parent. But you know, it is what it is. And it seemed like a good little podcast episode for the three of them there. Chelsea comes back from the doctor learning that her water didn't break, and then she makes this hilarious foreplay joke to Cole about feeling their baby's head tonight because the doctor, when they were checking for like the baby, like if the water broke, the doctor was like, oh, I could feel the baby's head. And so Chelsea's like, do you want to feel the baby's head later, to Cole? I thought that was kind of funny, a slight glimpse of personality. And then the last scene of the episode was a domestic violence cliffhanger in the form of Janelle's 911 call reporting that her husband, David Eason, had injured her in like a fight, and that she was worried that her collarbone was broken. She said that he had been drinking. The kids were sleeping. She didn't know what to do. She was hysterically crying, and it just felt really icky leaving the episode off on that note. I wasn't exactly like thrilled with that at all. It's I don't know how to describe it other than like gross. Anyway, you guys, that wraps up what happened on Teen Mom 2 Season 9, Episode 3. Again, I'm sorry this was late. I was sick for quite a while. But as usual, I'm more excited to hear what you have to say about everything. So please leave all of your thoughts and your opinions in the comment section down below. And as usual, we'll chat. You can also like this video, subscribe for more. Feel free to share it with your friends as well. And follow me across social media where I absolutely love chatting with you. That's all for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.